I feel good today. What is up, universe? The DTL universe. It's your boy, the coach, and we are launching a glorious new week. We're into the month of December. Can you believe it? And week 13 in the National Football League wraps up tonight. Do not forget, primetime live at 7 p.m. Eastern time, counting down to the Browns and the Broncos. Full coverage on the morning show as well. Now, I hope you all had an incredible holiday weekend. It was banana land in college football, in the NFL, and coming up in about 20 minutes or so, we will have our Monday mishaps, and there are plenty. Now, we were all over the place yesterday. We had some pretty good straight picks. The props were all over the place. Last night's snow, I don't even want to think about it. I don't even want to talk about it because when you have a guy go down and get hurt, it puts X's all over the board. Now, we have a ton of content, as we just showed you, all over the place. All you got to do is subscribe to our YouTube page. Turn on your notifications. Then every single time that you come in, you will be notified. Now, shout out to Cody. Good. Had to get the coffee and get in there early to renew the gift membership. First one, I believe, a renewal of the gift membership. Coach AB, you guys are awesome. I'm officially a real exclusive member. Hashtag. Let's go. Do not forget, if you are a crew member, if you're a premium member, you get the video of our DTL, the podcast, which launches every single day, fresh 20 to 30 minutes. Now, let's bring in my partner, AB. I don't even know what to say about this weekend. It's like the craziest thing. It doesn't matter if you're talking college or pros. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Coach. Good morning, crew. Look, all right, we saw that screen, all right, with all the X's. And let me say, I'm taking it for the entire team because I hit a groundhog yesterday on the road, and I've got bad karma for that. So I'm going to take it for the entire team. I hated it. Little guy was trying to get across the road. I tried to swerve. I missed him, and then I hit him. It was not good.
I knew it was something.
Yeah. So put it all on me. Put it all on me. Put it all on me.
The shoulders are thick. That's all right. When you do this 7 days a week, you're going to have good days. You're going to have bad days. You know our motto. Just win more than we lose. So let's use this as a bounce back today, and we got the best crew in the business. But Howie Schwab, yesterday would have been an F day, AB. It would have been an F day for sure.
Oh, it would have been definitely. Look, Howie would have saw that screen, all right, and text you, me, and producer man, and it would have been expletive filled, and it would have been hilarious, all right? And he's going with this tonight. You going Browns +6, Broncos -6, over 42 or under 42. Polls in the chat. Vote now. Update as we always do at the end of the show.
Right now, the Broncos are 7-5, very much alive in the playoff race. All right, we got a lot to get to. We're talking Monday mishaps. We got overs and unders. We've got Monday Night Football. We've got a ton of topics from the weekend. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the picks. All right, and it's an embarrassment of riches on a Monday morning, first and foremost, from South Florida, Miami, where I'm going to be flying this Saturday. Well, West Palm Beach, sort of. He is the Z-Man. Good morning, Z.
Good morning, guys. Good morning, Coach. Good to be with you. Long weekend here in the Zaslow Mansion. We have another man in my house. My younger son got bar mitzvahed. That means you're officially a man. So there are now 3 men. I didn't know. I didn't sign up to live with other men at this point in my life. But I have 3 men total now living in my house.
I saw the pictures on Instagram. It looked amazing. Congratulations to your son and the entire family. Do we have more now with Raphael? Do we have more Jewish handicappers now than we do regular? I mean, we're climbing. Yes? I think that's a yes.
Yeah, we are climbing.
We are climbing.
100%.
Everybody's welcome here. Are you kidding me right now? Now, let's go. Natural segue to the man right above you. He is our numbers guy for a reason. Please welcome Raphael Esport. Good morning, Raphael.
Morning, Coach. Good morning, crew. I think it doesn't matter if you're Jewish or anything. Money is money when it comes to sports. Gambling, green is green, so it doesn't really matter. But good morning, everyone. It's a Monday. It's a great week. We have college football starting on Friday this week. Oh, I can't wait for the week.
It is championship week. I can't wait to see the rankings tomorrow night. We'll have all kinds of coverage on that. Finally, he's our man from the Dirty. Big Chuck, good morning.
Morning, Coach, man, crew. Yeah, congratulations, Zaslow. Exciting, crazy weekend especially, but a new week ahead of us. Excited, ready to get it going.
All right. Oh, yeah, there is. It's not a show, guys, without Japan reminding everybody I did not get in the club once again. I'm 0 for 47, I think. I don't know. But last night was crazy. It was one of the craziest games you're ever going to see in AB. We'll get to Monday Night Football, but what happened last night was historic. What Josh Allen has done, and we just got the odds because Raphael sent them over this morning, he is now the clear-cut favorite at -210 to win the MVP. He became the first quarterback ever to throw for a touchdown, rush for a touchdown, and catch a touchdown on a pass that he threw. What did you make of Josh Allen last night?
They're on fire. We spoke about it last night that this Bills team is optimized right now. Like, they are playing at the highest level that we have seen them operate, man. Defensively, offensively, like, everything is clicking. And they did it in the snow. I mean, it just doesn't matter, man. This team and Josh Allen specifically are playing at such a high level. It's incredible to watch, man. They've won 7 straight now. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. They've won 7 straight, 6 straight. They've scored 30 points or more. This team is just on fire.
They're on fire. He's playing fantastic. They're coming off a bye week. And Z, I had a feeling that with that bye week, and by the way, Josh Allen got engaged, so he's winning on and off the field. But they came in completely fresh, and the 49ers look like what I thought they would look like, a team that has been beaten down. They lost by 28 last week, and now they lose by 25. We're going to get into them a little bit later, but this is about the Bills, and the Bills might be the best team in football. Is that crazy?
Yeah, and Josh Allen, he's leading the MVP chase as far as the odds go, but we're also talking about he's got the MVP. He's got the signature plays, all right?
Yes.
You saw it against the Chiefs where he had the big touchdown run on 4th down, and you saw it last night as well where Amari Cooper pitches to him in the snow, no less, in the middle of a blizzard. We're pitching the ball to quarterbacks, and Josh Allen takes it in and dives for the pylon. So it's not just that the team is great and he's got the good numbers. We're talking about signature plays here to go along with it, plays that you're going to remember throughout the season. So at this point, 10-2, they're absolutely in the picture for number 1 overall seed. I mean, this Chiefs team, by the hair on their chin, they're pulling out some of these games. If they slip up, we know Buffalo has the tie break. So add that to the list of accomplishments that could be for Josh Allen as far as the MVP chase goes.
Yeah, and again, the Chiefs stayed in that lead because they had another freaky thing happen at their end of their game on Friday, so they beat the Raiders when they probably should have lost. So that 1-game lead is very precarious. Now, on the flip side, Raphael, you had Philadelphia yesterday. They're now 10-2. They went to the Ravens, and they put it on the Ravens. I think right now it's right there, the Lions and the Eagles, as far as best team in the NFC.
I think it's the Eagles. The Detroit's banged up right now. I forgot how many people they have on the injured list. I should have looked that up before the show, but they are completely, especially on the D side, banged up. The Eagles showed me going to Baltimore, winning that game, winning on defense. And I know we're all talking about Allen, what Buffalo did in a snow game, but these Eagles are fun to watch. And it's kind of shocking. Wow, Josh Allen leading the MVP, -210. Wow, second is Barkley at +350. Who are the 2 best teams playing right now? It's probably the Bills and the Eagles. So the odds makers are convincingly saying, yes, these 2 players are the reason why these 2 teams could be in the Super Bowl.
All right. By the way, shout out to GEA gifting a membership and also getting one for himself. We continue to grow over on that side of the fence. Big Chuck, let me come over to you. Philadelphia or the Lions right now? About 20 seconds, please.
I'm going to go with the Eagles also just because of the Lions injuries. Plus, they have the Bills coming up in a big game in a couple of weeks, so that could put them another one in the loss column. So for right now, the way they're playing, give me the Eagles.
I don't think a lot of people would argue with you. All right, 1 minute for everybody on their picks, and this is where we do it on the morning show. So, AB, you got 2 big ones. They're both with the quarterbacks tonight. Start us off, sir.
We're going to start with Bo Nix. He is playing at an unbelievable Rookie of the Year level. We're going to take him over 21.5 completions because the Broncos' key to success is him. And just keep going and scoring, baby. And then Jameis Winston on the other side. We're going to play it a little differently. Over 2.5 rush attempts. That's right, rush attempts at +135. Jameis, he doesn't run too terribly much, but I think tonight is going to be a game that he has to use those legs.
And we'll have both guys coming up tonight in the no-fly zone, and I cannot wait to hear everything Jameis Winston has to say. Pre-game, halftime, after the game, he's my favorite player. All right, Big Chuck, we've got day soccer today, and I'm here for it. You're up.
Turkey Super League, Fenerbahce, and coach's favorite team, Gaziantep. But I'm rolling with both teams to score. That's actually cashed in 6 of their last 7. And in the NHL, we're going with the Blackhawks and the Leafs. For whatever reason, these teams just enjoy scoring goals when playing against one another. They went over the total in 8 of their last 10. Go ahead and give me the even number over 6.
Shout out to Liddy. He says, Coach, you still owe memberships, and don't try to tell us that you pay another way. I literally paid right here live on the show last week. Liddy, you either missed it or you weren't here, but I paid 5 of them. So don't even come at me with that. Don't even come at me. I'm in too good of a mood today. All right, Z-Man, let me come over to you. I love a little morning parlay, big boy. What do we got?
Yeah, so I got a couple plays here. Number one, you'll see I'm leaning on the NBA tonight. Hawks -10. And you maybe say, Zaslow, you're so stupid. The Atlanta Hawks, you're laying down 10 points with the Hawks? Well, they're hosting the New Orleans Pelicans. The Pelicans are not a serious team. Zion never plays. They get blown out on the reg. There's a reason why the Hawks are favored by 10 points. So we're going to lay those points with the Atlanta Hawks. And then, you know what? You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts. I got a Monday Night Football parlay for you here. We got football and basketball. We're laying with the favorites, all right? So as far as the football goes, give me the Broncos -6, the Browns. That team sucks. Everybody knows that. And we're going to go Timberwolves laying 7.5 points. They're hosting the Lakers. Lakers are coming off of a back-to-back. They won last night in Utah, and it feels like back-to-back. LeBron, Anthony Davis, are they both going to play the second night of a back-to-back, especially coming off a win yesterday? I don't have all the answers. I can't predict the future, but I like the Wolves here in this one to cover the 7.5. So give me both those favorites plus 255. That's how you make the money.
That's tasty, baby. That is absolutely tasty. I love it. All right, Raphael, I see 2 more, and I like the fact that the chat's a little spicy today. You know, they feel the vibe of the show today, and I like it. I like it. Raphael, what do you like?
I agree on this. That's why I'm going to give you two quick ones with 2 quick check marks. Broncos money line under 48, 6-point teasers on a Monday Night Football. Like the Broncos are 6-0 against the spread as a favorite. And then we're going to go to the NBA. Give me Julius Randle over 20.5 points, -120, averaging 21 points a game this season. Has hit this prop number 4 out of 5 games. I think he has a big game tonight. So give me Julius Randle.
All right, very good. I'm looking at some of the records right now, and the NBA gets lost a lot of times. But we try not to here at DTL. And right now, Cleveland at 18-3, they lead the Boston Celtics, who are 16-4, and then the Oklahoma City Thunder. They're in first place in the West. Houston, the Rockets. Did you have them on your bingo card? They're 15-6 so far this season. We'll really get into the NBA after the first of the year, after all this craziness from college is done. Real quick, AB, let's do about 15, 20 seconds on Miami and Ohio State losing. Where do you think we're going to be at tomorrow for the rankings for those 2 teams?
Yeah, the big question is going to be, is Ohio State ranked ahead or behind of Tennessee? And Miami, are they ranked ahead or behind of South Carolina? That's what we're going to be looking at there. Ohio State, there is no margin for error with anything. And then Miami, the same deal. They need a little help there in the ACC championship.
Z, about 20 seconds, please.
Yeah, I think for the Hurricanes, you're going to have to hope that the committee rates the ACC. You know, we know SMU is what they are. Do they want 2 teams in, one of them being a Heisman candidate? So this one, you're going to find out if the committee treats it like an actual TV show.
All right. I have a feeling that the Miami Hurricanes might be involved in Monday mishaps coming up in just a couple of minutes. Our resident benefactor is back. He must have had a good weekend. Roberto Bibo just gifted 5 premium memberships to 5 lucky winners as that side continues to grow. We're just getting started on a Monday mishap Monday. I should never say Monday twice. Here at DTL, we still have over and unders. We still have Monday mishaps. All of it. We're just getting started on a Monday. All right, so I just said Monday 8,000 times, and that's about how many yards AB Russell Wilson had on Sunday. How about the fact that this man threw for over 400 yards, and now the Steelers are clearly the first-place team in the AFC North?
It's incredible, man. And like you look at this roster, they have no business being this good with this record. And that's not a shot at them. It's just crazy. And it goes to show, man, Mike Tomlin, like this dude could get coach of the year every year, and I wouldn't argue it at all.
I agree. Z, let me come over to you. Right now, Baltimore's 8-5. They're one of the late bye teams, but the Steelers continue to prove us wrong.
Yeah, at this point, I've been saying throughout the year pretty much the same thing that AB just said, and that they're doing it with smoke and mirrors. But you're 9-3. Like, at this point, you are what you are. We know who these teams are when we're through 13 weeks in the season. The Steelers are 9-3. They're right up there at the top of the AFC. They have a great defense, and their quarterback just threw for 400 yards yesterday in another big victory. This team is what they is. Everybody knows that. You is what you is. All right?
Raphael, Russell Wilson, at this point, he's playing like Russell Wilson 10 years ago.
His legs showed me yesterday he's playing like 10 years ago. He was scrambling. The touchdown pass to the tight end blew me away because I thought I was watching old Russell in Seattle when he threw that pass. I'm still blown away. I thought I had total season wins in Pittsburgh. I cashed that already, but I can't believe I've already cashed it now. I'm totally blown away in how well this team has been playing.
Big Chuck, are you surprised?
Totally surprised. I got this team wrong. I didn't have them getting the 9 wins. I was still rooting for Justin Fields to keep his job. So, yeah, I got this one totally wrong. That's my bad. Sorry, Pittsburgh.
Once again, Justin Fields ends the game yesterday with a run around the right end, and they're using him brilliantly. Maybe only for a few plays, but brilliantly. And I'll echo everything A, B, and Z said, that right now, Mike Tomlin, they are who they are, and we better. Brian, I do not believe they will win the AFC. They still have to play the Chiefs, so we'll see exactly how good they are coming up in a couple of weeks. We're back in 5 seconds. Okay, everybody, welcome back to DTL on a Monday mishap. Do not forget, tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, it is Prime Time Live, counting down to the Browns and the Broncos. And in about 15 minutes or so, we'll have a full coverage of the Monday Night Football game right here on the show. But as you know, on Mondays, we like to look back at the weekend. And my guys pick out one or maybe a couple of things that just didn't quite go the way they were planned. AB, my resident OG, what's your mishap today?
My mishap is me missing the group text of every college football team that was plant a flag Saturday. How did everyone pick up on this and know that that's what we're doing? And did you see Texas and Sarkisian? They did the game. He ran out there. Was like, no. We're not doing this at all. Yeah, that was wild. Like, it's crazy how, like, players are watching, dude. Like, they're watching these other games. They're like, oh, we're going to do that.
That's exactly what they did. I was thinking the same thing. They're like sitting in their dorm rooms going, oh, yeah, that looks pretty cool. Let's do that against UNLV. What are we doing? What are we doing? All right, I like that start. All right, Z, let me come over to you. You're our college football guy every single weekend. You also live in Miami. Where are you going today?
Yeah, I'm looking at the Hurricanes. You know, the Hurricanes, they blew it. Obviously, they lose. They start 9-0. They finish the season losing 2 out of 3 at Georgia Tech, at Syracuse. It doesn't matter that they're one-score games. And Georgia Tech's a pretty good team. Syracuse is pretty average. But to lose to those two teams, both of which you're favored by double digits, and you only had to win one of them to get to the ACC championship, they blew it. Now the ACC title game is Clemson and SMU, and the Hurricanes, it's another year. You know, they've never won the ACC. They've never, ever won the ACC. And now they once again will not even appear in the ACC title game. And maybe the most disappointing part is you're not going to get a Cam Ward again. He's done after this year. You had an incredible season from Cam Ward, the most prolific offense. And even with that, you still couldn't even win. You couldn't even get to the ACC championship game. And that doesn't mean that the Canes can't get another good quarterback next year or whenever. But you're not going to get another Cam Ward. He set all kinds of University of Miami records. He's at the top, but close to the top of the Heisman odds to win the award this year. You're not getting that guy again. So it's almost if the Canes, this was their best chance to get to the playoffs to win the ACC, and they blew it because they couldn't stop anybody in Syracuse.
Yeah, Mark says the Hurricanes got exposed. That's a great word. They got exposed. Z, thank you very much. All right, Raphael, let me come over to you because I have a feeling our resident curmudgeon is going to go someplace, I don't know, Big Ten perhaps?
It's Saturday, Coach. It's big noon. We're getting ready to watch Ohio State, Michigan in the shoe. And I saw that game from the shoe from Ohio State. They scored 0 points in the second half. My beach is, why is Dave fired now? They should put all their efforts into Mike Vrabel. Fire Dave now. They're not going to win it. The only way Dave keeps his job if they win the Natty, and that's not happening. Fire him now and put all your efforts to bring Mike Vrabel back home. He used to be at Ohio State. Bring him here. I don't understand. He scores 0 points. You got outrushed. You let Michigan rush 177 yards in your home stadium. Ohio State, be better. You got all those millions of dollars, and you got nothing. 0 points in the second half. Give me a break.
That you do realize that's never going to happen. Not right now. Not today.
Fire him.
Are you serious?
Yeah, fire him now. Fire him.
As I watch the live number just climb ridiculous on a Monday, thank you all. You have to listen to that mishap. That might be a mishap of mishaps. Calling for Ryan Day to get fired now. Wow. All right. He's doubling down and tripling down. All right. Big Chuck, let me come over to you because you're always down in the Southeast. You always have your mind on a little bit of football. Where are you going today?
Going to the ATL, and your boy Kirk Cousins, the $180 million man out here serving up 4 picks in a Falcon spot. This was a spot they should never lose, and he serves up 4 interceptions, including a pick 6. It just cannot happen. And maybe is it time that we see Michael Penix? Does he get a few reps going forward?
Well, they are now tied for first place, so there's no more room for error in Atlanta. So we'll see. We'll see if the youngster out of Washington gets that call. My Monday mishap, I'm going back to that Steelers-Bengals game. And, yes, even when you score 44 points, excuse me, you can have a mishap. George Pickens, I was thinking it, and then Mike Tomlin said it after the game. You got to grow up. 2 unsportsmanlike penalties during that game in a 6-point game. They're lucky to have won that. But going forward, if he does that against the Chiefs or somebody else, that could cause them to lose. This kid who is dynamic needs to understand how to play within his emotions and not have his coach tell him to grow up after the game. That was a big-time mishap. They're lucky they scored 44 points. All right, it's not to educate, entertain. All right, so last night, one thing we haven't talked about, AB, is CMC. He was having a great start to the game. I think 7 rushes, almost 70 yards. And then out of nowhere on a pitch play, he just goes down. And it's a PCL injury. His season is probably over. And we tease all the time. But in all seriousness, the best players on the field are the 49ers now because of this and the way they look last night. They're 2 games back. Are they done?
Yeah, they're done. They're done. They're last in the NFC West. And you're right. It's only 2 games, but it's just trouble. And you hate to see anything on an injury with a crucial ligament there in the knee. My question is this. The 49ers for the last 4 years have been the most injured team in the NFL. It's not a coincidence. I don't have the answer. I don't know what it is. But this team has dealt with injuries on a much higher level than any other team in the NFL. And you hate to see it, man. You just hate to see it. Like, I don't know how to fix that, but it's brutal because it's happening to their star players too.
Yeah, speaking of brutal, their schedule, AB, is brutal. And Z, let me come over to you because this is the preseason favorite to go to the Super Bowl. And it not only feels like the season's over, maybe this time with the 49ers and all these stars might be over.
Well, they're going to have to pay Purdy next year, and they're obviously going to pay him because why wouldn't you? What other options do you have? Mm-hmm. And then you're wondering, all right, who's going to potentially be a casualty to Purdy getting paid? Because you can't pay everybody every year. You can't keep everybody. Now, I certainly don't think that the window is closed for them, but the part that I do think is troubling is if this turns out to be, the knee is all torn up with Christian McCaffrey, which is what we're thinking is the case, this could be very damaging for the rest of his career. This is a guy who has suffered major injuries And we might get to a place where Christian McCaffrey is not the guy that he once was. And if that's the case, then I really start to worry about the window for this 49er team moving forward.
It's a great point. Raphael, let me come over to you. I hate going through these times as sports fans like we all are when these great players, their careers start to go. And also for a running back, we're talking about Saquon and Derrick Henry, and all of a sudden you got this injury, and now it goes back to, well, this is why they don't pay quarterbacks past the age of 30. Your take on the Niners right now?
Yeah, anytime you have a CL at the end of your injury in your knee for a running back, it's not a good thing. And he had problems with his legs early in the season that he didn't play. So now his wheels are broken for both of them. So I think his time might be done in the NFL as we've seen him. He may still play, but he's not going to be the CMC we've seen in the past. So I think that's why the windows of the 49ers is closely being shut, because that injury bug is all over that locker room. I think New Orleans has a bigger injury bug than the 49ers, because not only the Pelicans and the Saints are always injured, but San Francisco got bit this whole season by the injury bug.
Yeah, shout out to Matt. He says Kittle was frustrated after the game in his post-game presser, and that says a lot. He's normally very positive, as he should have been. That's for Matt. Let me come over to you, Big Chuck, because speaking of done, last night after the Jets lose again, after they were up double digits over the Seahawks, and they gave up a pick six to a dude who weighs 400 pounds, the head coach, interim, would not confirm that Aaron Rodgers will be the starter moving forward. Do you think the Jets could bench the future Hall of Famer?
I don't think they'll ever bench him. I mean, it might be a wise decision, but who they're going to go to? Yeah, Jets were up 14 going in to go up 3 scores, and they throw a pick six after missing a wide open man in the end zone to go up 3 scores. That's just a devastating loss, but I don't think he has the kahunas to bench Mr. Aaron Rodgers and go to anyone else. Like I said, who would they go to?
It's such a great point, AB. It was the timing of the pick six. They were getting ready to blow them out. Then they lose?
Yeah, that was the thing, man. Is like they were literally putting the dagger in that game early. It was looking like Commanders and Titans, and then that brought Seattle right back into it. And look, let me say this. We talk about Aaron Rodgers. Credit Geno Smith. Remember, they got rid of him too. All right, in New York. That was a revenge game for him. So shout out to Geno. All-time good dude. Yeah, happy for him.
No doubt. Z, let me come over to you, because it was such a Jets way to lose the game. And then watching that face on Aaron Rodgers, he also might be at the end of his career. He doesn't want to go through another season like this, does he?
Here's the weird part. Aaron Rodgers, when he spoke about this last week, how the Jets, if he's going to return to play, it's going to be with the Jets. I think he chooses his words very carefully there, because if the Jets were to decide to part ways with him and he were to go out there looking for another team, I don't think another team would pick him up. And for him to be forced into retirement, very publicly, is not the way that he's going to want to go out. I think he chooses his words carefully when he said, if I play next year, my first choice is to play for the Jets, meaning if the Jets aren't going to want him back, he's essentially going to say, all right, I'm calling it a career, because him having to retire because nobody wants him, it's certainly an embarrassing way for his career to end.
G says Rodgers only has himself to blame. That's exactly right. It's exactly what Z just said and the other guys just said, because he's at a point in his career as he turns 41 today. Today is his birthday, that he has to look at himself in his career. And I think for the last couple of years, he's looked at Tom Brady and said, I can play till I'm 45. Well, not with a torn Achilles, you cannot. He is slow. He can't move around. He's making bad decisions. And when you throw interceptions like he did yesterday, and your interim head coach, Jeff Ulbrich, or Itch, whatever, I've got an itch I need to scratch too, and it's not Aaron Rodgers. So he's got to figure out right now what he wants to do, if he's going to commit physically and with the team. And you can't be going to Egypt in June if you want to be the leader of this football team, because this is what your karma brought you. You said, hey, it was a bucket list. It was a bucket list. Well, that bucket list is now 3-9, and you're about to be benched, and your season is over. All right, still to come, we're going to dive deep into Monday Night Football. It's the Browns. It's the Broncos. The live number is awesome. It's DTL on a Monday. Let's go. All right, you degenerates. We continue on here on our YouTube page, and the live number is incredible today. So thank you very much. Z, let me start with you on this one. Vikings down big yesterday, 13, in fact, to the Cardinals. They come back and win late. And Greg Olson on the call said something interesting. He goes, I don't think they should kick the field goal here because it changes everything going up by 6. I was like, is this dude crazy? It played out exactly as he said that it would. Vikings win by 1. How impressed are you with the Vikings keeping pace in their division?
Yeah, Sam Darnold's throwing less interceptions now. We started out the season where he was throwing an interception every single game. He didn't throw an interception yesterday, had 2 touchdowns, threw for 235 yards. And it's one of those years where we're going to have that discussion about the road team having more wins going into the playoffs than the home team. And what I mean by that is right now, if you look at the playoff standings, the Vikings are 10-2. They would play a first-round game right now at the 6-6 Atlanta Falcons.
Wow.
That's a major disparity. We're talking 2 losses compared to 6 losses. That's a very, very big difference. So this is one of those years where we're going to have the conversation about whether division leaders or winners should be guaranteed a home playoff spot.
And that's been a discussion for years, and I think it should be. AB, your take.
Yeah, I completely agree. Look, and shout out to Minnesota, man. They keep coming and they keep fighting. This team doesn't get put in the limelight a lot. And you know what? That's perfectly fine. They just keep on winning. Also, real quick, look, I worked with Aaron Rodgers' brother. All right, I know this family. Do you know how hard it is to make your mama hate you? It's not an easy feat to make your mom not like you. That's not an easy feat. Yeah, the Jets deserve all this.
Big Chuck.
I agree. I mean, yeah. My apologies. I lost the topic. I didn't expect you to come to me. My apologies.
That's all right. Raphael, go.
Minnesota's just flying so far underneath the radar. We all talk about is Lions, Packers in this division. And here's Minnesota just winning games. No one's talking about them. They can't wait to watch that Thursday game between the Packers and Lions because that's all we're talking about is the Packers and Lions.
Yeah, you got 1 and you got 3 with Minnesota sandwiched in between. Don't get excited, AB, that I was talking about sandwiches. We're back in 5 seconds. All right, we have crossed the bottom of the hour here on DTL on a Monday. It's a Monday mishap show. Live number continues to climb. Thank you all very much for making us a part of your Monday every single day. Now, a programming update. If you watch us on Stadium in the afternoon, our time is now moving from 4 p.m. Eastern to 3 p.m. Eastern time. So an important programming note there. We move today. We'll be there every single day at 3 p.m. Eastern time, or you can watch on demand right here on our YouTube page. Now, tonight, Monday Night Football. We got a full hour show tonight breaking it down. And here's what the numbers look like. AB, the Broncos are favored by 6, and playing in that mile-high air, it matters. The total at a very kind of gray area, 42. Should the Broncos be favored by at least a touchdown here?
Yes, they're playing great football. And look, I like what the Browns are doing. All right, do not discredit the steps moving forward that the Browns have had with Jameis Winston because they look like a better team. Here's the problem. The Browns defense, man, it just does not create turnovers. They've had 1 interception all year. They just do not create turnovers. And Bo Nix literally is your rookie of the year. He's playing great. So, yeah, the spread is correct. The total is what fascinates me because now you're playing a game of essentially, do both teams get to 20? Are we looking at a 23-15? Like, that's where my eyes go, is that total.
That is kind of where mine went too, Z. And as we also look at the standings, Denver right now is in that 3 spot for the wild card at 7-5. They cannot afford to lose tonight because Indianapolis, with that incredible win yesterday against the Pats, scoring that 2-point conversion on the last touchdown to win, gutsy, they're at 7. So Denver, do you think they might be feeling a little bit of pressure? And also you got a rookie quarterback heading into post-college time with week 13, 14, 15.
Yeah, I would actually look at it the other way, Coach. Instead of them trying to hold off Indianapolis and Miami, who both are 2 games back in the loss column of the Broncos, I would look up. All right.
Okay.
They get a win tonight. They're now even with Baltimore. Both teams would be 8-5 and only 1 game back of the Chargers, if you wind up winning tonight. And the Broncos play the Chargers in a couple weeks on Thursday Night Football. So
yep.
I would actually, if I'm Denver, I'm looking to gain ground on the teams in front of me and leave those teams behind me in the dust.
It's an interesting way to look at it. You're absolutely right. They play Cleveland tonight. Then they're one of those late bye teams, Chuck, where they have a bye in week 14, which and maybe I'm making a bigger deal of it than it should be. But having a bye week in week 5, like some teams did, and 14 is a severe advantage for those teams that have a bye late. So you got Indianapolis, Chargers, Cincinnati, and Kansas City. So for Denver, Big Chuck, they got to win tonight because those last 3 games are not going to be easy. Charles?
This one kind of threw me off. I'm here.
Couldn't hear you.
Yeah,
you're on mute.
I'm not sure how that happened there, Coach. Okay. Now, this one kind of surprised me. I kind of thought the Browns would get a little bit more support in the market coming off. They got 10 days rest coming into this one off the big win. They're also a good cold weather team, so the weather and the inclements won't bother them. But I was actually looking at the total. I do like the under in this one. And if we get it's looking like we may get the Broncos to the 6.5. So that one may be a good tease option if you can get them down to they just need to win and get a few more points on that under. That's the way I would kind of look at that one with the Broncos. But I'm kind of liking the Browns in this spot. I don't think that the weather's going to bother them. Plus, catching 6 points, that's not a bad look for them.
Shout out to Kevin. He says Charles equals smooth. Raphael, does this go to 6.5?
Yes, it does, because Vegas now has 6.5 on this game. Most other books have 6, and I guess the public would be a favorite, and under, I think, tonight is what trends are looking at. So this total might go to 41.5, but we're not shocked if we see 6.5 or 7. Z said it. They're going to be looking upwards. They know the rest of the schedule is going to be a little bit tough. This is a game they need. This is a game they have. And when are we going to give Sean Payton some love? Everyone's giving Mike Tomlin Coach of the Year. Well-deserved. Should get it. But Sean Payton, the Denver Broncos were one of the top 3 teams that have the worst record at the end of the season. So hats off to Sean Payton.
Because he's unlikable. That's why we're not going to give him any love.
Well, give him a handshake then.
Unlikable, huh?
Give him a handshake then. Well, job done.
Give him a handshake. Give him a nice little pat on the back as he's walking by after he, as AB would say, beat your ass. Now, we got to play that little game called Over and Under. We're going to piggyback AB, Z, Raphael, and Big Chuck. And I just need to know, and we'll go each player, not both, Raphael. Each player, are we going over or under, AB, on Jameis Winston? Let's start there.
I'm going over because I think both teams are going to get a lot of possessions, and they're going to be throwing a lot. I don't know if it equals points, but I think there's going to be a lot of throwing the football. So I'll go over on Jameis.
It's a good rationale that you go over because both teams are going to get a lot of possessions, but sometimes both teams get a lot of possessions because there's a lot of 3 outs and they're not moving the football. And that's really the way I see it going tonight. I don't think the Browns are going to be able to move the football very much. I'm going under for Jameis Winston on passing yards.
Give me under in Winston as well, 230.5, a little bit too high for me. I think they're going to be running the ball a lot tonight in Cleveland, so I take the under 230.5.
I also like the under, even though I could see them potentially playing from behind. And Jameis has been putting up some passing yards, but I have to piggyback with the under.
Hey, B, what are you doing?
Got snacks.
Everybody in the chat is talking about snacks. You can eat cheese balls in the morning?
Oh, I can
no,
eat
those aren't
tacos
cheese
in the
balls.
morning.
Those are animal crackers. They're not cheese
Yep.
balls. Not cheese balls.
They're animal crackers. I'm sorry. I'm a little colorblind. They look yellow to me. All right. Melanie says, laughing my ass off.
Cheese balls in the morning is so disgusting.
With coffee.
Is there a time of the day, AB, that you can't eat something?
No.
Again, another stupid question. All right, let's go over to Bo Nix, the rookie of the year. We think, or at least I think, are we going over or under, AB, 221.5 for Bo?
The same thing I do with tacos. We're going over, man. You just bet it over and let's go. No, I like Bo Nix. I mean, this dude is just on fire, man. I'm going to take over 221.5. That's a very attainable number.
Yeah, I'm going to go over also. And I Jaden Daniels had a very strong game yesterday, all right? He had 3 touchdowns. So I still think, and you look at the record 8-5, I still think Jaden Daniels is at the top of the conversation for Rookie of the Year, but man, like Bo Nix is right behind him.
Bo knows football. Bo knows the over 221.5. I'll take Bo Nix over.
I think this number's low for a reason, but it looks too good to be true. I'm going to go with the under. I think they're going to try to run the ball and keep it time possession also. So give me the under the 221.5.
All right, we've got some dissenting opinions here on the show between the best cappers in the world. Now, let's go over to the ground game. Nick Chubb, AB, we going over under?
I'm going to go over. I think that Nick Chubb does have a good night tonight. I just feel bad for him. His career's kind of gone south, but I'm going to go over tonight. I think he gets some cleanup yards too.
Yeah, I like it too. I'm going to go over with Nick Chubb as well. I think they're going to run the football a lot tonight.
Yeah, run game would be established early. Nick Chubb over 56.5.
Give me the under. I think Chubb may end at like 55. You may also want to look at Ford. Ford may get the over in this one.
I think Nick Chubb gets to the over too if he stays healthy. He's been a lot of times like halftime or third quarter coming out just a little bit banged up, and then he comes back healthy in the next game. And this number is very attainable if he can stay healthy. Javonte Williams for the Broncos, AB, go.
I like it. I like the over. I also like the over on his rush attempts. I think Javonte Williams could have a solid night.
Yeah, I'm gonna go over with Javonte Williams as well. I think both teams are going to be running the football plenty this evening.
Williams over 34.5. Love the rushing attempts and rushing and receiving over as well.
I love the Williams over 34.5. This number is just too low. You can also look at his receiving yards or his multi-purpose yards. I think Williams has a big game.
I agree. Now, finally, and this normally you look at this, AB, go, is this a mistake? These are both Broncos wide receivers. Not anymore. Jerry Jeudy, go.
Love Jerry Jeudy. Give me the over on that one. And look at that name on the other side there. Yeah, man. Give me Jeudy. I like the over here.
I'm going to go over with Jeudy. I like Jerry Jeudy. You may remember when he was drafted, people asked him why he wears a Jewish Star of David around his neck. He's obviously not Jewish. And he said, well, my friends, they all call me Jew for Jeudy, so he wears the Star of David. So I'm a fan. I like Jerry Jeudy. Let's go over.
I don't know how to bounce back from that one. I just got to take the under 59.5.
I like Judge Jeudy, and plus he gets a ton of targets, so Jameis continues to go to him. So I also like his receptions, but 59.5 is just too low. Love that over.
That story doesn't even seem real to me. It's hilarious.
Very real. Very real.
It's crazy. The stuff you learn, hashtag it pays to watch live. Are you kidding me right now? All right, last wide receiver, Courtland Sutton, starting to come into his own. AB, his number is 64.5.
I don't mind it. I think I like Courtland Sutton receptions more than this one. So I'm going to say under, but I'll say over on receptions.
I'm going to go over. Courtland Sutton's been fantastic this year. Really one of the surprise names as far as wide receivers go this year. Number one target for Bo Nix. I'm going over.
Yeah, people will know his name tonight after this Monday night game. Sutton over 64.5.
I like the under. I agree. I like the receptions. I think he'll get a lot of short receptions, but just kind of stay under that 64.5.
Phil says the man of the Jewish people is Z. I thought Z was Irish, Kevin said. We're all over the religions today for the Z man. What was the best present that your son got for that bar mitzvah this weekend? Do they do presents?
I mean, everyone gives money. Yeah, everyone gives money. So that's the best part. I tell them lead up to, I go, you're going to have such a good time. We're going to get home. We're going to open up all those envelopes. We're just going to count all the money. It's going to be awesome.
I love when people are honest about it. You're not like, no, let's not open them. No, we're ripping them open right now. Check after check. Can you do Venmo or PayPal when it comes to that? Or does it have to be a check and a card?
I mean, sure, but no one does. Like, everyone wants to bring an envelope. You put it in the basket, and you got to check in there. Everyone, you want a physical, something physical you can hold.
I love it. AB.
Yeah, it's like the wedding scene in Goodfellas. All right, you got a line of mob men with white envelopes. That's how it gets down.
Yeah.
Big Cheesy said DTL just got moved to 2 a.m. on Stadium. Very possible, Big Cheesy. Very, very possible after today. Still to come, we're looking forward because it's never too early to try to beat a number. Our Thursday show is going to be an absolute banger because we got the Packers and the Lions playing 2 Thursdays in a row. We'll have an early look at that game. And also, if you weren't here at the top of the show, and I'm seeing that live number right now, it's amazing. A lot of you weren't here at 10 a.m. That's okay. We got you covered in the whip around. It's DTL. Oh, on a Monday. Okay, you degenerates out there, we continue on here on our YouTube page. And Z just mentioned it, AB, the Jaden Daniels solid game yesterday. And it was that classic NFL bounce back as they score 42 against your Titans. I had the over, but in your mind, is Jaden Daniels ahead of Bo Nix right now?
It's about even. I'm leading Bo Nix, though. Like, dude, it's all about the finish, man, because what is the feeling that you put in people's brains at the end of the year? Like, whoever finishes right, that's usually who gets it.
That's it, Raphael. Does it matter where the teams finish in their respective divisions according to that should help decide this Rookie of the Year?
Daniels has been the favorite pretty much all season long. The books want Bo Nix to win it just because of how much money came in on Daniels. But right now, I still give it to Daniels small, but Bo Nix is right behind him. He's the shadow, and he can leapfrog if he has a big game tonight.
Z.
Yeah, it's still Jaden Daniels, but I think there's a lot to the point that however these two guys finish this season is going to weigh heavily. It's why we've been on Bo Nix's tip over the last month, because over the last month, he has been the better quarterback. But that was a big game from Jaden Daniels yesterday. Bo Nix is going to national spotlight tonight. Super important. But how they play in the month of December and what their team's record finishes at the end of the season plays a major part.
God, I love this. Big Chuck, bring it home.
Yeah, Jaden Daniels, he was the runaway. Then he had that stretch where he kind of come back down to earth and allowed Bo Nix to get back into the running. Yeah, December is going to be very important who eventually wins this award.
All right, very good. By the way, shout out to Liddy. Do you call that a super, what do you call that, AB? A nice little tip, I guess. And that will be put towards our production here on the show as we do. So, Liddy, thank you very much for that. I can't wait for the first year. We got a lot of big plans coming up for what we're going to do with stuff like that as we figure it out. We don't even know how it works, but you guys do. So thank you very much for that. It really, really is appreciated. All right, we are approaching the final segment of the show here on DTL. Again, thank you to all of you who watched over the weekend. We had our biggest viewing ever, and that will continue to grow. All right, we are back live in just 5 seconds. Okay, welcome back, everybody. It is DTL on a Monday. Do not forget, tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, it is Primetime Live. It is the Browns on the road in the Mile High City to take on the Denver Broncos. Now, Thursday, our primetime show, I can't wait. It could be the best Thursday night game of the entire year. And AB, right now at home, the Lions are only favored by 3.5. The total at 51.5. Does this go up or come down by Thursday? AB, go.
I think that it comes down, actually. All right, Jordan Love versus Ryan Gosling right there. I think the total is going to come down. I can see both teams trying to run the football. Lions have some injuries, but it's going to be a hell of a game. I can't wait.
I can't wait either. Z, your thoughts on the Lions? I thought this would be 4 or 5, to be honest with you.
Yeah, this is a great game. I was especially impressed with Green Bay this week. I mean, they trashed the Dolphins, and I haven't been a believer in the Packers this year. But, man, were they good on Thursday night, and they just keep winning. This is a big-time game, and the Minnesota Vikings are watching this game super close, being just one game back. We talk about how great the Lions are. Vikings are just one game back of them.
There is no room for error, right, Z, at all. And it's kind of eerie for the Vikings being so good and not having any space. So, Raphael, let me come over to you, because after Detroit this week, then they go Seattle, then home to the Saints, and then at the Vikings, and then home to Chicago. So it's not a brutal schedule, but it's certainly not easy. And a win this week, what would it do for the confidence of the Packers winning on the road against such a dominant team?
Huge, because everyone's been talking about Detroit being the best team all season long. For an odds point of view, yes, this one should have been 4.5 if the Lions were healthy. They are not healthy. The public knows they're not healthy because every time you turn the TV on, they're talking about all the injuries Detroit has. 3.5, that tells me that the books just want Green Bay action all day long, all couple of days long, and move it to maybe 3 and balance it off. So I would not shock if we see 3 by kickoff, because Packers playing some of the best football that we're really not talking about because we're too busy talking about the Lions, the Bills, your Chiefs. Don't sleep on the Packers.
You're absolutely right. We have been talking about them a lot, Charles, and maybe that's why the number is, because sometimes books miss it. And to me, 3.5 is a miss, but maybe they're looking at like the games against the Texans or other games where they haven't played as great, but just got the job done, like against Chicago on Thanksgiving Day. Your take?
I love the Packers in this spot. This is a revenge spot. Also, they were defeated by the Lions earlier in the season and on their home turf. So I love this. And plus, I think we see a bunch of points. That first game was an under. So I'm liking the Packers and the over. Team total with the Packers. Yeah, definitely a revenge spot. And this could be a little downfall for the Lions because they get the Packers here. Then they have the Bills coming up. This may be an opportunity for other teams to catch up to the Lions.
There's no doubt about it. They've got Green Bay and Buffalo at home. Then you've got at the Bears, at San Francisco, which now doesn't look nearly as hard. And then they close the season at home against the Vikings, which could mean everything for the division and everything else. It could. So I love how the schedule makers have made this schedule for the NFC North. All right. I continue to say it, but I'm going to continue to thank you. The live number continues to climb throughout the hour. It's amazing. And a lot of you didn't get our picks. It's a bounce back Monday. We did not have our best Sunday in the snow. That's okay. We're here 7 days a week. So it's time for the whip around. All right, we have to go 1 or 2 nuggets, about 10 seconds less on each and every pick. AB, start us off.
Hey, I've been tuned up before. The biggest thing is you just come back and fight again. All right, that's all you got to do. Bo Nix over 21.5 completions, and then Jameis Winston over 2.5 rush attempts plus 135.
Boom. Charles.
Turkey Super League, Fenerbahce, Gaziantep, the both teams to score. This is actually cash in 6 of their last 7. And NHL, Blackhawks and the Leafs, this total's gone over in 8 of their last 10 meetings. And we get an even number. Give me the over 6.
Rafael.
6-point teaser. Give me the Broncos money line under 48. Who doesn't like unders on Monday? Minus 120. And then Julius Randle over 20.5 points, minus 120. He's averaging 20.3 points a game.
Z, bring us home.
I'm all over the favorites. Let's look at the NBA tonight. I like the Atlanta Hawks laying 10. That's right. How could they possibly lay 10? Because they're playing one of the biggest buster teams in the league, and that's the New Orleans Pelicans. Worst team in the Western Conference. Not a serious team. They get blown out on the reg. They barely try. So Hawks minus 10. I got a little Monday Night Football parlay for you as well. Plus 255. Broncos laying 6. Timberwolves hosting the Lakers. Second night of a back-to-back for Los Angeles. So we're going to lay the 7.5. It pays plus 255. That's big bucks.
Yeah, they won yesterday. Anthony Davis, another big game for the Lakers. So if he can continue to play like this, my goodness, maybe the Lakers could do something. Right now, they're in the top, I think, 6 or 7. All right, 2 more housekeeping items before we get the hell out of Dodge. AB, we love synergy. We love playing together. What did the crew vote on today?
The crew is going with the over. They like it. Going the over 42.
Is weather an issue? Anybody know? Weather an issue in Denver tonight?
No.
Just cold. All right. And Raphael's stat of the day is?
The under has hit 9 out of the last 11 Denver Broncos Monday night games. And I'm going to throw a bonus one. 7 straight unders on Monday night games. So maybe we'll see an under game.
Wow, somebody in the chat was asking about the under, and you just answered it with your stat of the day. All right, we got a couple of minutes left, so I thought it'd be kind of fun to go around the horn and see which game you're most looking forward to when it comes to college football, because tomorrow night, the rankings, it's going to be amazing to see what the committee does. So, AB, we got Clemson and SMU. That could throw things off. Penn State, Oregon, Georgia, Texas. What's the game this weekend for championship weekend that you're most looking forward to?
Georgia, Texas, because Georgia trounced Texas in Texas the last time that they played. All right. And that could be a wild game. And does Oregon care? Right? That line is sus. It's suspect, man.
Right now, it's 3.5 Z and 49.5 in that Big Ten championship. What are you most looking forward to, and where are you going to be this weekend?
I'm looking forward to the SEC championship the most. I'm going to be at the SEC championship college football tailgate this Saturday. We're doing 10 a.m. Eastern time right outside the stadium. And then, matter of fact, we're back on in the second half of the SEC championship, and we're previewing the ACC title game. And I think the Big 12 title game is that night as well at 8 p.m. Eastern time. So I'll be live there in Atlanta for the SEC title game. And it's funny because all year long, you got this hodgepodge of teams atop the SEC. Who's it going to be? Who's going to make the conference championship? And what do you know? Georgia, right back where they belong, right back where they always are, and Texas, who has been sitting atop the rankings the entire season. Georgia, Texas, that's the one you're looking forward to the most.
Man, and now with the playoffs the way that they are, Raphael, Georgia has 2 losses, but yet they're still there. This is kind of the reason we went to 12. What are you looking forward to?
Wow, what a shock. We talked to SEC for the past 2 minutes. Give me Friday football. Give me Boise State, UNLV at the Death Star in Las Vegas. UNLV can beat Boise State. And are they in the playoffs now after that one? I'm sorry. I don't want to talk SEC football. It's all about Friday night football.
Charles, what about you?
It's got to be the SEC championship game. This is a revenge spot for Texas. Plus, I like the points in this one. I think we see a high-scoring one on a fast track. So, loving the over, and I think Texas puts it to the Georgia Bulldogs.
Not me. I'm going to the Big Ten, boys. Are you kidding me right now? I want to see everything get blown up. I want to see Penn State beat Oregon. I want to see what the committee does with Oregon with 1 loss. Maybe it won't matter, but I want to see chaos because that's what we saw last weekend. And I believe if Penn State wins, if Clemson wins, if Texas wins, what will happen to Georgia with 3 losses? Could be very, very interesting. Georgia with 3 losses getting in, I don't know. I don't know if it's automatic. Then the Big 12, Iowa State and Arizona State. You want to tune in to Z. Trust me, he's got you locked and loaded, educated me on the podcast on all the different rules that are going into this thing. It's not as automatic as you think. It's not. Gentlemen, great show today. Live numbers amazing. Thank you very much. I'll see you guys tonight on Primetime. All right. That's all the damage that we can do. It's now time for you to go out into the world. Spread the DTL word. Tell everybody about the brand, about the show, and understand this. There's only one thing left to do. And I believe you all know what that is. You've got your marching orders. Let's take all of these Monday tickets straight to the pay window. My entire crew, lovable, my man from Miami, Z. Man from the dirty Big Chuck. My numbers guy, Raphael. My partner, AB. Producer man, always behind the scenes, making the show look like $1 million. I am simply the coach, trying to keep this train on said track. We grind for you so we can win with you. It's really what we're all about. We'll see you tonight on Primetime here at DTL. Good luck.